The following is brought to you by Amity Innovations. Whether you're building a new home or remodeling, call the green builders you can trust at 832-331-3850. Amity Innovations, where we create the difference.
You're listening to the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast.
What smells so bad?
It's strong, but you'll get used to it. Now, here are your hosts, Nick Stevenson and Naomi Richardson.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again. Whatever time of day it is, wherever you may be listening in the world, welcome to episode 39 of the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast. My name is Nick Stevenson, and I have got the new queen of podcasting sitting directly across from me. Naomi Richardson is in the building. What it do?
What?
And I also have two of the finest producers in podcasting, Mr. Joshua Beard and Mr. Christopher Kahn. What's going on, fellas?
Yo. Going.
So, there was an obvious omission in our introduction. So really quick, I'm going to address that. If you do not follow us on social media, if you do not follow us on social media, first of all, shame on you. But make sure you go and do that. Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast or Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit on Instagram. Christopher Clark announced that he was stepping down from doing the podcast. And
I don't think he liked the way I smelled.
I blame you for the errant fist bump. I think that was what did it. Or maybe it was Josh thinking that the number 6 was between 1 and 5. I can't decide.
That's what it was. That's probably what it was.
No, Chris had plenty of good reasons. It's ironic that I called him Mr. Bite Off More Than You Could Chew during the show last week.
There's a lot of foreshadowing in that first episode.
Yeah, there was. Because Chris, we all know him as the Hype Gorilla, and he got that name for a reason. And he made the decision based on his time and the time that he wanted to spend with his family. So there's no hard feelings on our end. It was a shock, obviously, because he let me know the day after we recorded the premiere. And
Great timing.
all the feelings,
Clark.
Thanks, Chris.
Dick.
all the feelings I had in that moment, I had to process it. Then we went over and we talked it out. We hugged it out. There's no hard feelings. Look, I told him, I'm like, I can't set your priorities for you. And I'm a family over everything kind of guy. And not only do I not fault him for doing what's best for his family, but he is my family. And I was not going to prioritize the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast over him. It's going to be different. I'm not going to lie. He and I started this thing together, but that doesn't mean that it still won't be great. And I'm blessed and thankful that he left me with, the best podcast crew in the biz right now. And, we're going to do the damn thing. It's going to be all good.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to blame you guys because it's probably just a coincidence after, all the fuck ups we had last week. But anyways, so other than that, how was y'all's Easter? What have y'all been doing?
I didn't do shit.
Did you do an Easter egg hunt?
No.
You told me you weren't going to do an Easter egg. Poor fucking Kai. He's probably did he do one at his mom's house at least?
No, I had them. And I completely forgot the whole Easter egg hunt part of Easter.
Way too good.
I fucked that all up.
Look,
Luckily, my girlfriend got candy in a basket.
There you go.
So they got candy at least.
That's the important
They're
part.
like
about that kid.
50-50 is good enough.
That's
for
the
me.
important part. I mean, the whole rising of Jesus.
Oh,
That's,
no. And then we did Silly String War, kind of.
That's the best.
Okay.
But
okay.
Did you know they make Silly String with soap? And it's not the old school Silly String?
So you did everything but the Easter egg hunt. Basically.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Confetti eggs for the win.
I mean, hey, I don't want to piss anybody off, but Easter's supposed to be the celebration of the rising of Christ.
no, it's a celebration of candy.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I hate to
Reese's, like
I hate to
little
throw
bunny
I hate to
Reese's.
throw the historical book at you. But Passover was on March 27th, and that was the Last Supper for Jesus Christ. And then he was killed the next day and then rose 3 days later. So that means technically we should have celebrated Easter on Wednesday. But it's got to be on a Sunday, right? Because
Well, of course.
It's got to be.
Does,
So anyway,
They didn't have those other days of the week back then. We
is
added
that what it
those
was?
in.
Okay.
Did
Cool,
we
cool.
have a leap year? Would that have anything to do with it?
A 3-day
There-
leap year?
No. I think it's just the rule is Easter has to be on Sunday. It's kind of like Martin Luther King Day. Like Martin Luther King Day is not always on his birthday. It's on Monday. So it's like the Monday closest. It's on the Monday closest to his birthday.
I didn't know any of this stuff about holidays.
Yeah, if I don't, like I said, it's I don't want to piss off any of our Christian listeners because we love you. But yeah, it's look it up. It's
Nothing but love.
yeah, look it up. It's all documented. Anyway,
Are we talking
so
about religion on this podcast? Nick?
No, because we
No.
always say we're not going to, and then we
We're
somehow
not
end up
going
doing it.
to do it.
Also, the same thing with politics. So we might
see,
get
we
involved.
dabble. What we do is we dip our toe in the pool. We dip our toe in the pool.
Here's what I've noticed about this podcast is we're like, we're not getting political here, and then we go on like a 3-minute rant about politics.
Three
like we're not
minutes is
getting-
not bad.
and then,
That's
and then
pretty
we'll
good.
do it like
Thank you.
3 times in the show.
There's no arguments
So
though.
that's only
no
9
one gets
minutes
called.
then.
No one gets called an idiot.
So
and we're
we should-
usually it's something that's funny.
Okay, so we'll just start. Okay, we're gonna get semi-religious and semi-political.
Okay.
No? Okay, shut up, Chris Con.
All right. Well, let's find out because
God.
Naomi's put together headlines for us. Now, before we get to headlines, really quick, I want to let you guys know in the Deer Park area, did you know that this is not the only podcast that exists? I want to shout out my buddy Dustin and Gavin of the Barbarically Candid podcast. Phenomenal podcast. They do talk modern. They talk, not modern events, current events, and they also talk some politics. And they're not shy about where they stand on the political front. But what's refreshing about listening to them is they can still be fair and balanced. Like, you know where they stand, trust me. But and they're very informative. Gavin, I'm sorry, I don't know your last name. Dustin Kane is the host. Gavin, I don't know your last name, but I would recognize that sultry Southern voice anywhere. But no, they're a good listen. So you guys go check them out, and we're gonna have them on the show eventually. We're gonna do a little bit of cross-podification. Is that a word?
That's now.
Cross-pollination.
Cross-pod.
Cross-podication.
Cross-pod. Yeah, we're gonna have them in here, and then I told him, I'm like, I got a whole fucking camp of people. Now we're down one now. He's like, I don't know if we can all come on your show, but maybe a couple of us at least. So you guys check them out. Barbarically Candid podcast. They're on all your favorite podcast listening platforms. As long as you don't replace us with them, we encourage you to go listen. All right, let's get to headlines brought to you by Naomi. Let's do it.
Headlines.
All right, y'all. So who in here has picked up their super limited edition Satan shoes? Anybody?
Satan
Anybody?
shoes.
Satan shoes. That sounds like something right up my alley. Lil Nas X's shoes were released in connection with his new song Montero, the video for which features images of Satanism, among other things. Have y'all seen it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's,
The twerking on Satan.
oh yeah.
I got some
Oh,
things
yeah.
to say about that. We'll get to it.
All 666 shoes, which cost $1,018 a pair, sold out in minutes. The sneakers, which are simply altered versions of Nike Air Max 97s by Mischief, you know, the same guys that put out the Jesus shoes about 2 years ago.
Fair and balanced.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
didn't-
See, right?
I didn't hear about
Equality at its best.
Yeah. They had holy
that. It's
water.
only
in the
okay
sole.
if it's Jesus, though.
That's right. Well, they are adorned with satanic references like a pentagram pendant, a monogram Bible reference to Satan, and a drop of human blood in the little air bubbles in the sole. He may be a marketing genius, however, because the video has garnered over 100 million views since its debut, maybe like 8 or 9 days ago. Oh, yeah. Brad Hall, y'all. All right, y'all gotta watch this guy. He offers his expert analysis in another YouTube video, which we'll post up in our Spirit Sniffers Facebook group. If y'all have not joined that group on Facebook, go ahead and do so y'all can check out these videos because you're not gonna want to miss them. In other news, 2 teenage boys have been charged with murder after the discovery of a body behind a church in the Highlands area. That's not too far away from here. Investigators received information about a possible body dumped in a field behind the Second Baptist Church. Authorities found the victim's remains partially buried under brush and tree branches that were used to conceal the body.
Don't we all know by all these murder shows by now, you just burn the bodies first in the barrel and then bury them?
Putting branches over it,
no?
I don't think that's really gonna. Yeah.
They don't watch the ID channel,
Oh,
clearly.
fuck.
Yeah, no.
Clearly they don't.
Too much
crime.
CSI.
I watched too much Netflix murder mysteries.
Traffic has once again resumed in Egypt's Suez Canal after a stranded container ship blocking it for nearly a week was finally freed by salvage crews. Egyptian officials say the backlog of hundreds of ships waiting to transit through should be cleared in around 3 days, but experts believe otherwise, being that global shipping can take weeks or even months to
It's cleared
get
now,
back to
though, right?
normal. It's
Yeah.
cleared, but I mean, if you're waiting on that Amazon order, it may not be Porsche Pirates after
Fuck.
all.
Hey, Mr. Conspiracy, did you hear the one
I
about
did. I was just gonna bring that up,
that
but you were the one that told me
container?
about it. Yeah, you were the one that told me about it.
was
like
full of the Clinton sex trafficking victims.
those goddamn sex trafficking victims.
How ironic that would be. The one fucking
I mean,
ship.
how convenient,
I
right?
was about
Right,
say
the one
ironic
ship,
or-
the one ship that gets stuck happens to have Hillary Clinton's sex
Sex
trafficking
trafficker.
victim.
I'm sure
Is
it
Hunter's
did.
laptop in
There's
there
a
as well?
conspiracy for us to dig down into.
Yeah.
An industrial fire in Channelview last week gave everyone in the area PTSD from the ITC fire that
Fuck
took
my
place.
life.
Yeah, in March 2 years ago. KSolve, where the incident took place, houses several chemicals such as hydrochloric acid, acetone, ethanol, and some other stuff. But it's not a tank farm, so
Yeah.
crisis
Fucking Nick.
averted.
Nick shoots us a text message saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take a little nap," and then next thing I know, there's a whole nother plant on fire. Like, damn it, Nick!
It's all my fault.
Take a little snooze, and Earth catches on fire.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Fortunately, everyone has been accounted for, so we are good to go. 2 more companies, Beats by Dre and Reliant Energy, have terminated their endorsements with Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, who faces 22 lawsuits now for allegedly sexual assault from just as many women. Beats by Dre and Reliant Energy joined Nike, who has already dropped their endorsement. So that means
Fucking up, Deshaun.
Now you're broke.
Now you're broke.
I mean, he's not broke, like broke.
Now
but-
he's gonna have to go to Massage Envy, get one of those $99 specials.
Oh my god!
Ain't that a bitch?
I know. What's that place on Luella? Happy Feet.
Oh,
My wife tried to get me to go there. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that is a boom boom room.
but aren't
like,
you curious? I'm curious.
I am.
We should do a
but
podcast on
look,
hidden
I'm
camera.
I'm super curious. Here's the problem. I would be the motherfucker who goes in the day the police raid. Like, and then I'm all on
Butt-ass
TV.
naked.
What
So
if
what
they
would you
use
do?
their feet? Ooh.
That's okay. That's
All right.
That's a,
that's
spell
a
that
fetish
Noah's
I don't
spirit-
understand.
All right, if you've been
Investigation
there,
team.
you got to
That's what
join
that
in on
is.
this live chat. We got to know. We need the deets.
Oh my goodness.
Feet
That-
or no feet? Are you a feet guy or not a feet guy? That's the real
Feet are
question.
gross.
It depends on the foot.
I mean, as long as,
are
as, long as it's
Depends
clean,
on
you
the
know,
foot.
as long as it's clean and not callousy, I'm okay with it.
So we're gonna have to put this on the Wheel of Spirit because I was actually reading an article that did some research about like why people like feet, and it's like some physiological like misconnect in their brain. Like it's weird.
Really?
Yeah, like there's a reason, like there's a scientific reason why people are into feet.
Well, I've been thinking about selling some feet pics, So
Me too.
You could probably make some stupid
hit
money.
me up.
OnlyFans.
You probably
Me
yeah,
too.
OnlyFans, only feet. All right, that was fantastic. Before we get to our ad for Stephen Terry Pest Elimination, I forgot to mention to you guys that we're coming to you from the Stephen Terry Pest Elimination Studio. A couple of things I learned. I wanted to talk about what we learned last week. First of all, the chat was very fun. I'm sorry I didn't make it, but I did watch it later, and you guys had a great time.
I'm
And
sorry, I forgot the first 30 minutes.
It's okay, man. It's just a hobby to you. It's all
Blame,
good.
blame my neighbors.
Your neighbors, were you drinking with them?
Maybe.
Okay, yeah. That's the typical reason. If Khan's not there, he's probably drinking somewhere, which is fine.
It was an impromptu little cookout. And
Yeah,
all
but
right,
it looked
I'm
like
down.
it looked like it was a good time.
And
What
then
did you guys think about last week? Like, what'd you learn? There's a couple things I took away from.
Oh,
it,
I
but-
learned something today.
What'd you
Wanna
learn today?
discuss this that you don't like the mics being fucked with.
Okay, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
came in and shit all in Nick's Cheerios. Like as soon as I walked in, it goes, no, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So why don't we leave it to the viewers
I thought
and
it
the
was
live chat?
entertaining.
Tell us what they like. Do they like it where it is now, where they can see
Well,
our face?
my
You
mic's
can
the
see
only
my
one
pretty
that's
eyes?
relatively straight right now. I just want to point that out. Everybody else is kind of
That
crooked.
is very true.
That's probably
Oh,
telling
well,
for
now
the
it's
rest
gonna
of us.
bother me though.
See, it's kind of yours is kind of crooked. It's fine. It's
I
fine.
like it. It
Well,
gives it
everybody sounds
character.
good. So I'll tell you guys. There's a couple of things I learned from each of you, and my man Josh Beard behind the ones and twos is going to help me out.
here we
Naomi,
go.
the first thing that you taught me is that you got to
get
be
that
careful
ready
with.
over here.
What's that?
Let me get this ready over here. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. All right. I learned from Naomi that you got to be really careful because you never know what you might say that might end up as a sound drop.
Penis.
That is forever burned into the history of this show. One more time. One more time.
God.
Let me get it.
Penis.
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 You know what?
Ironically, what we're talking about today.
Y'all remember the penis game in school? Or like
when
whoever,
somebody would just yell penis?
Yeah, and like
And
you see how loud you can get before you got in trouble.
Yeah, I do remember
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
We're going
glad
back
I'm
on
not
that.
from here.
that. Yeah.
It was
I
a
learned-
big thing. It was a big, it was a big deal.
You got to be careful what you say on this show because you might end up a
Hi-yo.
sound drop. I learned from Josh Beard. Josh, you got your sound drop up there?
Yeah, I have no idea what this
Okay,
is. So
he
we're
has no
all
idea what it
listening
is.
to this at the same time. So
You
this
guys
is
tell
great.
me if I'm wrong. Josh's laugh, it's a genuine laugh.
I love it.
But doesn't it sound like a fake laugh?
Okay, so
Hit that sound drop.
Play it.
Wow.
It sounds like a super fake ass laugh,
It
right?
sounds like a sitcom audience.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, no, I like it.
As long as Josh is laughing like
Dude,
that.
that shit kills me.
God.
That shit kills me. I want you to play that every time somebody says some shit that's not funny. You're like,
There you go. Attaboy, Josh.
And then when it is funny, we'll just go to Naomi's because that's the go-to.
yeah, for sure. That's
So-
gonna be there. That's gonna be there forever.
Oh, that's great.
And then Con, I learned that you need to make some black friends, man.
I have my
Come on, bro.
coworker-
Yeah, Sweezy, man. Go hang out with Sweezy and
my
his boys.
coworker is black.
That's what I'm saying. Go hang out with Sweezy and his
Same.
boys.
And I did like, hey, let's have
Hey,
Sweezy on the
Sweezy, you
podcast.
need to invite Con to the barbecue, bro. Invite him to the cookout.
Oh, it was perfect. Do I have to show up with the Hennessy or is that their thing?
Oh, he's probably got some.
Okay,
He's
just
probably
gotta
got
make
some.
sure.
He's probably got some. You will be ingratiated into the culture for sure. For sure. Hey guys, Nick Stevenson here. Thanks for listening to the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast. Before we get back to it, I want to tell you about my buddy Stephen Terry at Stephen Terry Pest Elimination. Now I know what you're thinking. Not another pest control business. The real pest is that guy who's always knocking on my door, leaving door hangers, and calling at the worst times of day. Not Stephen Terry. Stephen Terry lets his work and his customer service speak for itself. Word of mouth from customers that he has personally helped, and I am one of them. Stephen Terry is always the first person I call. Whether it was the time he treated my house for ants, I haven't seen an ant around here in so long, I forgot what they look like. What's an ant? I don't know. Stephen Terry got rid of them all. Or how about the time he helped my son get rid of the pesky possums that were eating our garbage? Stephen Terry caught them and released them back into their natural habitat, and most importantly, out of my natural habitat. If you're in the Southeast Houston area, that's Leak City, Webster, Clear Lake, all the way up to Pasadena, Deer Park, and LaPorte, you've got to give Stephen Terry a call. Right now through November, Stephen Terry is offering a monthly mosquito treatment. Guys, summer is right around the corner. Do you want to be having a barbecue or a crawfish boil with the kids playing in the backyard or in the pool getting eaten alive by mosquitoes? Of course you don't. So give Stephen Terry a call at 713-477-0047. Tell him you heard about him on the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast, and he will give you half off your first month's mosquito treatment. That's 713-477-0047. Stephen Terry Pest Elimination. If it's scary, call Stephen Terry. Okay, guys, today's topic. Let's talk the talk. And it's funny that your sound drop happens to be penis, because we're going to talk about that a little bit.
I wonder how many times we can say penis in this podcast.
We're on the internet. We can say penis a lot. Yes. And I'm going to count on my man Josh to be ready for the
I can
sound
die
drop.
happy now.
Okay.
Penis.
Okay.
That's an instant laugh. That's great.
So what I wanted to do, like the three of us are parents. Josh will be a parent eventually. It's in the plans, right? You plan on
Yes, sir.
having kids. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Watch out
Do you
for
talk
that
to your
too.
dogs about? Do you ever have the talk with your dogs? No.
No, when we first got Gemma, we had to learn about the birds and the bees really quickly.
Oh, yeah,
So
'cause she
that's
was-
fun.
Yeah.
That's
Did your
not
dog have puppies?
No.
Oh, never mind.
She was just
She went through heat.
humping everything.
Yeah.
My
And-
dog's going through heat right now. It's annoying as fuck.
So I didn't realize that when
That's why you get
male
them spayed.
dogs are in heat, that they can actually jump up to 6-foot fences to get into a female.
Oh,
And
snap.
I will tell you this is that I had a nice, beautiful bedroom door, and I
So
split
being
them.
horny makes you stronger?
Yes,
you're telling
apparently
me?
this does.
I believe it.
So we put our female dog Gemma in our bedroom
Mm-hmm.
in a cage, and we left Rocket in the in the rest of the house.
Mm-hmm.
We came back. The door was off the hinges. It was completely ripped open.
Damn, he
and
wanted
he was standing on top of the cage, and Jimmy was like crunched down, like help me.
Yeah, see?
So
Oh
Don't-
my god!
And that didn't
Bitches
happen
are
once.
the only ones that have to deal with
See,
that.
when
It
they
happened
call
twice.
when they call men dogs, that's what they're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. Well, eventually, I know that there'll be a little Josh Beard running around somewhere, and
That's scary.
God help
yeah,
us.
or a little Kayla, whatever.
But
But eventually, every parent is faced with a situation where it's time for them to have the talk. Now, I have a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 9-year-old. How old are your children, Naomi?
10 and 7.
Have you gotten around to having the talk?
We joke around a lot with them. I am not afraid to have the talk at all. I'm looking forward to it because
Right.
I like watching them squirm and making
So-
them uncomfortable.
Right, so they're at an age right now where you're kind of like dipping your toe in there, but you
yeah.
haven't like had the full on talk yet.
No,
That's good.
my son
when you
said I
say
talk
make them
too much.
uncomfortable, like you and your husband say shit in front of them about y'all having sex, right?
No, but I
No.
don't think we need to say anything.
They know. Word. Okay. Okay. We have teenagers, so me and my wife will say shit all the time in front of them just to embarrass them, and it's hilarious. But you know, we've all gotten the talk before, and then Kai is what, 9?
He's 8.
He's 8.
Yeah, he ain't there yet. Slow your roll, Nick. Fuck.
Well, I've got
He's
some
8?
information that may counter.
He's 8?
He's
Holy
8.
crap.
I have
feel
some
old.
information that may counter that, but we'll get into that later. The first thing I wanted to do is let's talk about how we got the talk, and then we'll talk about how we either gave it or plan to give it. And then we've got an article here from I'm going to give them credit. It's called Today's Parent.
Ooh.
And there is a doctor named Nadine Thornhill who's got some advice on how and when you should talk to your children about sex and about where babies come from.
So I wonder if, and this may be a different discussion, but what is the age now as opposed to what it was then?
What do you mean?
Do you think the times changing would have moved that age?
You'll be
younger?
surprised.
I think the very
You'll
moment,
be surprised.
Really?
I think the very moment
About-
you find a pubic hair that's not yours or your old lady's in the bathtub, that's the time to do it.
That's
Or maybe it's too late. Fuck, I don't know.
That's yeah.
like, how do you know whose pubit is?
Oh, that's a good question.
You're gonna get like DNA testing.
I'm gonna grab it with the with
You're gonna go full on forensic
Like, whose
files.
pubis is this?
You're gonna send it to 23andMe real quick. Like, who's the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Is that how
You're
23andMe
gonna go to
works? Can
Marley.
you give him a
Nah,
pubic
I
hair?
just spit in a cup.
Oh, you can't give him a pube.
I mean, I'll try.
I've never done it before.
There's one way to
So,
find out.
So I want to start. Maybe I'm always a ladies first type of thing, but I'm gonna pull the curtain back. Me and Chris Kahn work together, and every now and again when we're making shift change, we'll talk shop. And we were talking about this episode, and I told him I wanted him to tell the story of when he got the talk. And all he said was, "Well, I didn't really get to talk. My mom showed me a video," and I was like, "Stop, stop! Don't tell me a goddamn thing else. I need to hear this on the fucking show." So
a
we
great
all want to
setup.
know about how you watch porn with your mom, bro.
Oh, no, it wasn't fucking porn.
Man.
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding. That's. I'm positive. I got you.
Mama Khan's got some.
Make a
No.
I'm
PowerPoint.
assuming it was an educational video.
It was, yeah. She rented a VHS
All right, let's hear this story.
tape. She rented a VHS tape from the Deer Park Library of all places. And it was just out of fucking nowhere. Like I got out of school, walked in the door, and my mom was like, "Hey, you need to have a seat on the couch." I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought I did something
Like as
wrong.
soon as you walk through the door?
as soon as I walked in the fucking door.
Now let me ask
And
you. What
apparently I
did you,
did do something wrong because that's when she was like, "All right,
what did you know about sex before this? I want to.
I didn't know nothing."
Nothing.
You didn't give her
I don't-
any reason like for her to be like, okay, now's a good time
You didn't
to
have
bust
like
out
some
this video.
crunchy socks sitting around the house.
I don't
anywhere?
think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I showed signs. I mean,
Yeah, but you didn't know
but
anything, is what you're
no, no. And I was about 10,
saying. Okay.
and yeah, she sat me down on the couch and said, "Hey, you need to watch this VHS tape that she rented from the fucking library."
That's great.
And it was and it showed like the pictures, it showed the fucking dick, the vagina. It
All like
showed it
cartoons?
like in an educational way, not
Right.
like
Like in school.
We
Yeah.
watched that in school, yeah. In
Well, see,
sixth
I was
grade.
supposed to watch it in school, but we were supposed to watch it in our PE class. But
We did
the
that.
the class that I was in, we were all a bunch of fuck ups, so they wouldn't allow us to watch the video.
Because
Oh,
you'd be
that's great,
because you'd
yeah.
be too immature.
Yeah,
You'd
so-
laugh every time you heard penis.
Oh,
Yo, I fucking would have. I still do.
Okay.
clearly, so do I.
But mine wasn't that exciting.
So did
It
you?
was
Okay,
very
so you
random,
watched
though.
it with your mom.
think she was in there. Yeah.
Or did she like set you in a room and be like, here, watch this?
I feel like she just sat me in the living room and she just disappeared and came back 45 minutes later.
I'm still hung up on keeping the fuck ups back. Like, I feel like that's really counterintuitive.
Yeah, because they're
Like,
the
put
ones
the
who need to
fuck-ups
know.
in there, yes.
They need to know about how to have safe sex and not procreate more fuck ups.
What this the same class that they gave, like, depending on if you were a male or female, they gave you something when they left, didn't you? I don't remember what we got. I remember we did it at Carpenter, but I remember them giving us something because we watched the same video.
Like a condom?
I don't know if it was a condom or not.
They're giving elementary
They were
school
supposed
kids
to give
condom?
us deodorant. I never got my deodorant.
No, that's right. It was
Still
deodorant
like-
and a toothbrush. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
For your hygiene.
For your hygiene, but they rolled in the sex talk kind of in there.
Yeah.
But surprise, here's a toothbrush.
So
Like,
what age were you when
I didn't get that
happened?
in my class.
At school.
They were dicks.
Because we did sex education in 7th grade. When I was in
whatever
school.
Carpenter is. I remember that vividly.
So you did it. Carpenter's in elementary school.
Yeah, Carmenton Elementary School.
So y'all talked about puberty or sex? Because sex ed
may
was
have been
7th grade for
puberty.
me.
It was probably puberty.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
can't
because the
imagine-
actual sex education for me happened
See,
in the 7th grade.
I didn't learn the sex education until freshman year when you had.
But you
I
had
was
already,
like, all right, let me
had
get
you
the
already,
sex ed
you
class
had already
knocked
watched
out
the
of my head.
video though, right? So you were ahead of
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
How old were you when your mom showed you the video?
I was 10.
And you knew nothing. Like
No.
everything you were learning was brand new information to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, oh, that's what that does.
I feel like my
Gotcha.
son is not ready for that video.
And you know, I guess that's something you have to gauge, and we'll get into that when we go to this article. But Naomi, so you're from the female perspective. I don't know. You girls are so much more mature than we are. So, do you remember what age you were when somebody had to start having a discussion with you?
My parents kind of just talked to us about it periodically, just every once in a while or whenever. Be like, you can always talk to us if you want to.
Right.
But it was mostly more about telling guys no
Right.
and not get pregnant.
Okay. But did they ever have to explain to you what sex is, or they just let you figure that out on your own?
Oh no, I definitely would. I would probably bounce before I'd be like, no, stop. We're not
So,
having this conversation.
It is an awkward conversation, and maybe it shouldn't be. That's kind of the whole
I
point.
feel
of,
like it shouldn't be, but
that's
it
kind of
is.
the whole point of us having this conversation. Is I think part of the problem is, especially in our culture in this country, we make it very taboo, and we almost teach it as if sex is a bad thing.
When it's time for Kai, I'm gonna get a banana,
Okay.
a condom, and a pocket pussy, and just like this is how it goes.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Good idea, bad idea.
So when Kai comes knocking on my door at age 17 asking to take Hannah out, I'm gonna be like, get the fuck off my porch right now.
He was educated.
No, he wasn't because he didn't mention condom. In
Yes,
there.
he just said banana.
He said
and
banana
pocket.
Didn't you say condom? He said
I did
banana
say-
and a condom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Play the tape back, dude. I think he said condom.
We're gonna put that right here in the top right. If you
Fuck,
said
I
it.
definitely.
We're
Yeah,
gonna say it
yeah, yeah.
again.
Okay. So, God, I was curious how everybody else got to talk because before I read this article, I felt like I got to talk way too soon. I was probably 8 years old, and I had a very American Pie moment with my father.
Did he catch you with your dick in a pie?
No, bro, I was just
That's
like
what
you.
came to mind.
At 8
Yeah, that's
years,
the
no,
first thing that came to my mind.
at 8 years old, I knew nothing. Well, I can't say I knew nothing. I want to be completely honest. I was molested as a child, so there was some stuff that I knew that I shouldn't know.
Yeah.
But I still didn't know a lot. I knew what happened to me, and I didn't even have a full understanding of what had happened to me. However, and we're gonna get into that discussion as well. However, I'm probably like 8 or 9 years old when my dad walks in my room, and he's like, "Son, I need to let you know that your mom and I know you've been masturbating."
At 8? You're
And I was
pulling your
like-
pork at 8?
I had no idea what the fuck masturbating was.
You just knew it.
I was
good.
like, no, I had no idea what he was
It
talking
just
about.
felt really great.
Okay.
I had no clue what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's that? He's like, come on. I'm sure you've heard the guys at school talking about it. I was like,
Fucking
wait,
8?
what?
Old guy.
And then he's like,
shit.
jacking off, jerking it, flogging he goes through all these slang names. Flogging the dolphin, waxing the
the
weenie,
chicken.
wrestling the one-eyed snake. He's like going through all this shit to try to see if I've heard of any of them. And I'm like, Dad, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
And so now he's backed himself into a corner. He's like, okay, well, let me tell you, son. When a man becomes aroused, his penis, give me that sound drop.
Penis.
His penis will become hard, and if you rub it in certain ways, you can actually make yourself ejaculate. Do you know what ejaculation is? I'm like, ejaculation is when you come to a sexual climax and semen comes out. Like, he's giving me the
God
whole
damn, did he
scientific
read you a
breakdown.
dictionary?
I feel like he should be the one that was teaching Khan's video.
Definitely.
Like,
Where was your dad at when I
Welcome
was
to
getting
day.
my
he's
talk?
like telling me what happens, right? And he's like going through, and he's like, and basically it's like how you're having sex, but you're not. And so he tells me this, and my only reaction in my mind, I don't talk a lot as a kid, but I'm thinking to myself, you can do that?
Yeah.
I was like,
you try it out
that
after the
sounds
talk?
amazing. I'm like, Father, thank you for having this talk with me. I'm going to go in the bathroom and lock the door and think about everything you've just told me.
I appreciate the heads up.
Yeah, like, thanks, Dad. I
Did you find out about
I
this-
appreciate having this talk. I need some time to myself to think about everything we've just discussed. And that's what made me feel like you probably had this talk with me a little bit too soon. Because,
That's
Pops,
really early.
I hate to tell you this, but you taught me how to do it.
Really early. Holy
So-
fuck.
Yeah, it was 8 or 9. I had to be in, gosh, that was like 2nd or 3rd grade.
That would yeah. That's second because
Yeah.
Kai's in second.
So yeah,
Holy shit.
He started having that conversation with me, and then I grew up weird, man. I grew up Jehovah's Witness. They never really talked to us about sex. Like, everything I learned about sex was in class or from my dumbass friends who didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. But I
That's
do. The funny thing about masturbation is, the funny thing about it is. That's gonna be a sound drop. The funny thing about masturbation
Is
it's okay. In the Jehovah's Witness religion, they teach that masturbation is wrong.
I was about to ask you what does they
So
That's
you can't.
terrible.
You can't.
Isn't that with all religion?
You
though?
can't
Like,
have premarital sex,
but that's with most religions.
Yeah, that's most
right?
religions.
And you can't masturbate either. So, like, you just gotta have
But
blue
you
balls
should
like a
on both
motherfucker.
accounts.
You can't go out there with a loaded gun. You can't do that.
What?
You can't go out in the world with a loaded gun. You can't do that.
I agree.
First of all,
No, you really
scientifically,
shouldn't.
that's impossible because, like, you're gonna have wet dreams like a motherfucker, right? Like.
I would
Can't go in the world with it. All I'm saying is, but they taught
Not
it was
every
wrong.
day.
They taught it was wrong. They taught if you became horny and you were not either married.
You can't do
I'm
nothing.
sorry.
That's
If you
like
were horny,
torture.
if you got horny and you're not married, basically they taught you like you just have to pray.
Imagine living like half your life with
You just have to
Pray your
pray,
boner
pray
away?
that your boner goes away.
pray the boner away.
Pray the boner away.
Fuck
So
that.
once again, I don't want to offend anybody religious, but I grew up in that world, and I grew up to discover like that's just not even realistic. Okay, no premarital sex, cool. Like, if I'm gonna not have premarital sex, you better believe I'm wrestling the one-eyed champ, bro. Like, there's no way in hell, like you,
That's a fair argument.
See, and I'm not marrying anyone unless I have sex with them first.
right,
That should be like rule like okay like number 2 or 3, but
right. And see, when my first marriage,
let me find out how-
I did not have sex with her before we got married. Like, that was
And now-
our thing.
And now y'all aren't together. See?
That explains
Have
Yeah, yeah.
sex
everything.
before you
That's
get
a real thing.
married.
My first wife. It's like
So you
test.
gonna- you
You
gonna go on
wouldn't.
that
You
story?
wouldn't buy a car without test driving it,
we
right?
just lost
right,
like
exactly.
half the Deer Park viewers. Like,
What's
oh,
that?
So you're gonna let us know about that story?
About which story?
You said you got married.
You want the details
Oh.
Ooh.
of the first time? No, no. I'll just.
It was great until that
Obvious-
first time, and it was divorce.
Obviously,
We're done.
Obviously, I didn't perform well. Like, it was my first time, buddy.
Oh, I'm sure that wasn't it, Nick.
no.
Don't tell yourself that.
No, what I'm saying is that that's not the reason that we got divorced. I'm
killing
just saying
yourself.
because of the way I grew up, like, and the only thing I knew about sex was from either what I learned in school, like I said, dumbass friends, or
Porno.
watching a stupid ass porno. Yeah. And let me tell you, porn does not teach you to go down on a woman the proper way. It just doesn't. Like, that's something that you have to have experience.
many-
in.
Also,
I can
some of those
say.
positions are fucking hard.
We're gonna-
real, you need to be a gymnast.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that because this is the thing. We don't want our kids to learn. The point I'm saying, we don't want our kids to learn about sex by watching porn. Like, porn is
It's
not
unrealistic.
Thank you.
Super unrealistic. You
And-
cannot pull up in a van, and they're not gonna hop in there. Not that I've tried it.
Tell us
This
more
doesn't
about
work.
the type of porn you like.
Everything I know about porn.
Is that Bang Bus, Josh? Or
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I heard real estate agents are,
Freaky. You stepped in it now, Josh.
There is actually a niche of porn for that.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, you ever come across anybody who's into that shit?
Say yes.
No.
Okay.
God damn it, Josh.
If Kayla's listening, bro, he's not gonna.
Just
tell
at this part, what minute is this? At 45-minute mark, like, Kayla, close your ears.
We're at the 33 and 8 second mark.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a little tip in podcasting. Don't ever tell the audience what minute you're at because you're gonna edit, and it could be way the fuck off.
Good thing we have editing.
Podcast 101. I'm just saying. No. It's fine. Yeah, you can.
You know how we can fix that?
It's gonna be in the video though.
You know how we can fix it?
How's that?
Penis.
It's done. It's done.
You know what you
Just
should
put
have
it
done?
in
We're
When
gonna
you said,
sound drop that on the time.
what you should have done when he said a tip, that's when you should have.
That's
Fucked
exactly.
up,
I was
Josh.
like, he just said tip.
Fucked
like,
up, Josh.
Okay, these are the mature people who have to teach their kids about sex. All right.
Yeah, you picked the wrong one.
So give me your son's age again.
He'd 8.
Okay, because this Nadine Thornhill, she actually breaks down what you should say to your kids depending on their age. You may be surprised to find out that the first age she gives, it says how to talk to kids about sex from birth
Fuck that.
to age 2.
What?
What the
From birth. Like he comes out and he's like, hey, little buddy, guess where you came from?
That's terrifying.
I remember having those talks with my babies.
I mean, like, I guess I'm saying, like, no, your mom came from the vagina, not from a stork. I mean, that makes
Let
a
me
little
let me
sense.
let me give you a little snippet of what she's saying here. It says the process of talking about sex should start before they're verbal. This means incorporating the proper names for genitals into everyday activities, like penis. While Silverberg isn't against using cutesy names, penis, vulva,
Josh.
vagina, clitoris, bum, and nipples are all terms that every toddler should know.
Bum.
Yeah, I think this person's British.
Bum and
Bum.
nipples.
Bum.
Okay.
Does anybody say Americans don't say bum, right?
No,
Unless it's
no,
talking about
we did
someone
not.
on the
Okay, what's
corner.
the American version of bum? Like you can't tell your kid to say
Ass.
ass. No,
Ass.
you can't tell
It's
your kid.
definitely ass.
You cannot
Donkey.
tell your kid to
It's
say
definitely-
ass.
But
Bitch, watch me.
Booty,
Bodie.
boom, bum, bum,
Bum,
boom, boom.
Bum, bum,
I said
Okay.
butt.
Nah, boom, boom, something else.
My kids got in trouble in class
Butt
saying
for
butt.
saying butt.
Yeah.
For saying what?
Really?
Isn't it?
You cannot let our kids watch this. We're so fucking immature. Okay, explaining
We
that
literally
they
have
need,
a sound drop.
they
with
need
penis.
these words to communicate health issues or injuries. So that's the part when they're at that age. You
yeah,
want to give
yeah.
them
All
the
right.
proper names for things. That way they can express to you, hey, this hurts
I
or
say
whatever.
wiener.
And it's
Wiener.
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 Your
I feel
kids say wiener?
Boys
That sounds
have
like
penises,
that's almost
girls
like
have vaginas.
that's almost like a curse word, isn't it?
Wiener.
It sounds like it should be a cuss word.
Like your kids say wiener to you, like mom,
No, my
wiener.
Like, no, that's not. You should not say
Just
wiener,
for
you
no
say-
reason.
There was
Hey,
a
Mom,
store
wiener.
called Wieners when I was a kid, and I would
Yes, but
chuckle
that's a
every
person's-
time.
There was a what?
A
That's-
store.
It was
Oh,
named
yeah.
after a
Wieners.
person.
Yeah.
His last name was Wiener.
Well,
I would have to
H-E-B,
change my name. Yeah, the butts guy.
but
God, we're the ones teaching children. Oh my God. Okay.
they're just gonna start playing this podcast.
So, yeah, as early as that age, and I try to think about what I did when my daughter was at that age. I did not do that. I don't know if you did that. If you taught them the proper names for things before they could even talk.
No, I think
You probably used the cutesy names.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Teachers say privates, so
that
that's-
drives me crazy.
Yeah, I
I
know it
hate
drives
that.
me crazy too. But
it shouldn't drive you crazy, but it definitely bothers
Yeah.
me. Like privates are just such a
It's
weird.
but privates also teaches them that that's an area that
no-no
they shouldn't be
area,
touched.
yeah.
Right. So
no, don't touch me there.
And that's
This
where-
is
that's where
my
Miss
no
No-no
square.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of sound drops from
fuck.
this episode.
Probably.
this one is audio. Gold.
So, so Thornhill actually goes further and talks about how to talk about sex to kids when they're from 2 to 5. It says a major focus in this age group should be learning about boundaries, what is and isn't appropriate when it comes to touching or being touched by other people. This is a fundamental to consent. So starting to teach them consent about how they shouldn't touch someone without having their permission, and nobody should be able to touch them without having permission. So it says establishing that kids have a say over their bodies also helps them keeping safe. While you can skip the explicit parts, now is when you should be telling your child that others should never ask to try to touch their genitals. Thornhill says it's important to convey to the kids that they can tell you about inappropriate actions at any time. So I feel like I had that discussion with my daughter. I don't know if I did have it in this time frame. It was probably closer to 5 years old because of my experience when I was a kid. Because I had been touched and molested as a kid, I wanted my daughter to know at that age, like, these are the spots that people are not supposed to touch you.
Yep.
And that's probably around the time I started teaching her the proper names for them. So I got myself a check mark on that one. Like, I was grading my parenting this whole time because
job.
there's a bunch of shit. I'll tell you just really quickly, because this Thornhill, she's a pretty progressive doctor, and I don't agree with everything she said, because she also talks about basically teaching your kids about the fluidity of gender.
Nope.
I'm not even going to get into that. Like, that's your
That's
your
teach
choice.
them something, but if they feel a certain way, then yes, then we can address it. We'll talk about it, all of
Right.
that. But to teach them,
To
before-
introduce it to them.
that's confusing.
no.
right.
That's confusing.
Very, especially like
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Like,
Early
if
age,
if it's something that they come by naturally and they talk to you about it, I agree with you. Then
Mm-hmm.
you start having that discussion. But I did not teach my children that they could select their gender. Maybe they'll teach their kids differently. That'll be their right. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it. That's just me personally. That's not how I went
Yep,
about it.
yep.
But she discusses ways to do that if that's what you choose to do. For 2 to 5. Now we're gonna get to your son's age group and what you should be doing, Chris.
Oh, fun.
All right, so you said Kai's
I
8.
forgot to bring a pen to take notes.
I was about
That's
to
okay.
say.
You can take this home with you.
Oh, perfect.
So, how to talk to kids about sex when they are 6 to 8 years old. At this age, it is important to discuss how to safely explore digital spaces. Even if your child won't be using the internet unsupervised for a few more years, establish rules around talking to strangers and sharing photos online, as well as what your child comes across something that makes her feel uncomfortable, or him. Thornhill notes that while you don't need to, this didn't print all the way. I'm sorry. While you don't need to explain pornography to kids, be prepared for them to stumble across it, and you can calmly
makes sense,
explain
yeah.
that those sorts of websites are grown-ups doing grown-up things. You don't have to present it as something bad. Just simply state these websites are for adults.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like he has his iPad,
Right.
and I think we have like Safari blocked. Mm-hmm. We have the internet blocked, so you can't just Google shit.
Right.
He can only get on like YouTube, and then even that I monitor his YouTube, and he knows. Like we've had the talk. Like,
Do you
look,
use
you see
YouTube
some-
Kids or
We did
regular
use YouTube Kids, but it's almost the same shit now because the same weird ass videos. I think weren't you talking about
Yep.
it?
Yep.
The same weird ass videos show up on YouTube Kids.
Yeah.
Like they don't like the weird ones where they talk about like I've seen some where they curse.
No, YouTube has gotten much more censored than it
That's
used to.
very that's
Yeah.
very true. But
If you think about it, you could
Well,
damn near watch, like, back when YouTube first came out, they could pretty much put anything on
you
there.
remember that whole like suicide thing that happened on like
And I
YouTube
saw it.
Kids?
I saw it.
too.
I saw it on YouTube Kids,
I
yeah.
didn't really know what to think about it. I think people kind of like took it and ran with it like they tend to
don't-
do. But
yeah,
I was
it
like,
and
it's
so,
weird
like
nonetheless.
at that point, I was like, normal YouTube is
Yeah.
just it's the same fucking shit. So I monitor all this shit. I've given them the rules on internet usage,
Right.
like hey, don't click on these ads or don't watch these type
And
of videos.
you've done that probably more so to protect his safety than
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and I think what this article
And
saying
he knows
is,
not to put his real name out there and
Right.
stuff like that.
and I think what this article is saying is, while you're teaching that lesson, that can also be a little bit of a segue into things that he might stumble across on the
Yeah.
internet.
Yep.
Because eventually Kai might run into some porn. Hopefully not at age 8.
Oh,
But-
God, like, what is this? Like, how'd you find that?
Now, kind of along
Let me
those
write that
same
website down.
lines, like if we're watching a movie and like some tits show up on screen or
Uh-huh.
something like that, then the kids will kind of like freeze up, and I can tell, and I'm just kind of wait for them. They haven't said anything
Yeah.
yet, but I don't like.
I still block my
don't-
kids' eyes. Something
Can
like
we
that.
normalize?
don't-
Can we normalize boobies, please?
In Holland, you
That's
know,
a whole nother conversation.
I'm born
Yeah,
in Holland,
agreed,
and
yeah.
there's commercials on TV about what it was like a movie where it was like an orange juice commercial, and it was like all tits and stuff. You know, that
Yeah.
it's not too far out there actually.
Well, with my problem is like
It's an American patriarchal
yeah.
myth that
Boobies
breasts
are beautiful.
that breasts are sexual, and it's also because men can't control themselves. So
Once again,
we have to make this rule. And look,
these guys.
I believe myself to be a true feminist, and I think that the whole you can't show a woman's boobies, like,
Boobies.
That's just a boobies. You can't show a woman's what's the difference between a man not having a shirt on and a woman not having a shirt
There's
on?
none.
There's none. There's none.
I mean, except
I mean, if I take my
one
shirt off,
gets
no.
me hard and the other one doesn't. But
Right. But
That's true.
simple. Okay.
Both for
Maybe.
me.
Okay. Let me ask. Do women? Let me ask you this: do women get turned on by a guy not having a shirt on?
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
so
The
she
difference
gets
is women.
a lady boner, we get dude boner. So fuck it, let's just show everybody's tits.
My point is maybe the fact that most women have a little bit more self control. Like,
Yeah, no, it's all about like if they're working. So like if it's like a guy like working out in the yard and he doesn't
Right.
have a shirt on, I'm like, oh baby.
right. Okay. So it's the same thing. So, but you have to control yourself in that. Like, you don't run over and fuck that guy in his front yard.
No, I believe that would be frowned upon.
Right.
Yeah.
And you probably don't yell out the window like, woo, look at them titties.
Yeah. No.
I'm just saying, unfortunately, men can't do that. Like, if a man saw a woman
Oh,
with no
fuck.
shirt on in her front yard cutting the grass,
Shoot,
9 times out of 10, that dude's going to say some stupid ass shit.
So we've got a pond in our neighborhood, you know, like a retention pond, and we go down there, they've got a fountain and ducks.
Mm-hmm.
If I go walk down there at no less than 3 times, I'm getting catcalled. Every time.
Right.
Every time.
That's
It's ridiculous.
bullshit. I want to get catcalled.
It's great.
I went into a fucking gay bar when I was in New Orleans. Not one
God.
fucking
You were
time
that desperate?
did I get hit on. I was fucking pissed.
That was probably.
I went into a gay bar in Louisiana. or I
Hey,
guess
you know
a
why?
lesbian
It's
bar.
because you had the beard and not this mustache. If you'd have wore the mustache, they'd have been all over you.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
But before
They'd
I
have
could
been
even
like
walk up to
my
the
little
bar,
Freddie Mercury over here.
I like it. I like it. Man, this girl came up to me and she was like, please, for the love of God, tell me that you're not married. Or tell me that you're not straight. And I was like,
That's funny.
sorry. Yeah, but she was super nice.
Yeah, we went off on a
friends
little
now.
bit of a tangent there, but my point is
shit got fucking real.
is that when your son see boobies on TV, to be honest with you, like that shouldn't even be something that makes them uncomfortable, because we've sexualized the female body more so than we've sexualized the male body. And one of the points in this article actually talks about when your kids get to a certain age, start to talk to them about that, about sexism. I think that's the next age group. Let me see.
Checking notes.
Checking my notes.
Checking notes. Checking notes.
Oh yeah, you talk to them about exploring their bodies from the age 6 to 8. So if you
I'm
let me
pretty
ask,
sure-
if you walked in on Kai right now, he came in his bedroom and he was playing with himself, how would you react to that? Like, how would you handle that?
Tell him no. Like, hey,
Spray bottle.
what are you doing? Yeah. Like
Time
a
out.
cat. Well, no. Because when he was younger, when he was like 4, 5 maybe, like
Did he play with the junk?
yeah, he'd play with it all the fucking time. Like, that's not a toy.
Okay.
My kids
That's
did that,
for
yeah.
later.
Or, I mean, my son. Not.
Okay. So my daughter actually, she's gonna kill me. She used to do the same thing when she was little. She would touch herself and she'd be like, "Daddy, it tickles," and we're like, "Stop." Like Kevin Hart, "Stop, that's gay."
She's gonna kill you for that. You know that, right?
Oh, fuck.
She'll never know. Anyway, until my wife shows her.
Famous
No, but like, and that was my initial reaction. But this is not the first time I've read this. But according to these experts, you shouldn't do that. Like, tell them to stop. That's bad. You just want to tell them, hey, if they're not doing it in the privacy of their room, like, hey, that's something you should do in your room by yourself.
My son
Just wait till later and see how it feels.
Maybe it already feels good at age 8. I mean, different
Maybe, yeah.
people's bodies are different. But according to this, between the ages of 6 and 8 is when you want to talk to them about them revisit masturbation. It says by age 8, most children have begun to explore their bodies. While it's normal to be done in private, don't forget to address proper hygiene as well. So,
Oh, my kid already has to wear deodorant.
okay.
Like, he's been
My
wearing
daughter
deodorant for
has
like
been
2
wearing
years
deodorant
now.
for a while now. I have a feeling she's going to start her cycle early too, which is freaking me out.
That's fun.
Oh God! I just hope that she's home with her mom and not me. I got lucky with Maddie. Maddie started hers when she was with her mother, and not with me. You gonna make it, man?
Yeah.
Okay. So, from ages 6 to 8, man, like, I don't know if you're gonna do anything different after we do this episode, but I know when I was reading this stuff, I was like, man, like, I didn't do any of this. Now, like, as soon as I picked up my son from school today, I was like, son, we need to talk. And he's like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm like, nope. I fucked up. I should have talked to you about this 3 years ago. We're talking about it now. Yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, it talks about teaching them about, that's when you start talking about puberty. Maybe talk to them about menstruation if you have a girl at the age of 6 to 8. Like I said, my niece is the same age as Hannah, and she recently started hers. So I think she's 9, about to be 10.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
there's it's not really a condition, but
I know it's hereditary because her mom started hers early.
well, it's normal to go to a pediatrician if that happens because they'll stop it until a later age.
Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds like early.
Oh, you mean like they can take hormones to?
I don't
curb
know
it?
what it is exactly. I'm sure that's what it is. So I don't know enough to say really anything about it. That's all I
Yeah.
know. I've said everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is when you also, this is weird. I found this weird because it talks about talking to them about birth control, and by age 11, like talking to them about having conversations about their sexual choices, about sending nude selfies, about, this is stuff that when my daughter was 11, I was like, I didn't want to talk to her about that. And in hindsight, now she's 15, and we've had some conversations, but this article, I'm not saying it made me like doubt my parenting, but it was like, hey man, there's probably some stuff that nobody talked to me about, but you know, I should probably have these conversations with my kids
totally
because I want them to
different
be.
day and age,
That's
too.
true. They're learning shit so fast.
These
and
girls they're watching these little makeup tutorials and like how to take pictures and post
Yeah.
them wherever anyone can
Like
see
a
them.
12-year-old looks like a 22-year-old
yes,
now.
Yes, I mean it's like
It's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They should start issuing IDs like early.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah.
But it says in those preteen ages, you should start checking with your children about how they're feeling, what they're wondering about. And it says you should start to normalize the idea of safe sex. By age 11, you want to start having conversations about sexual choices. And she admits that as a mother herself, that idea is a bit jarring, but it's also crucial since research shows that kids make better choices when they know the risks.
I don't have a problem talking about it at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
Maybe it's not that I have a problem talking about it
Yeah.
because I want to talk about it, but maybe I had this idea in my head that I don't have to have that conversation now. It can wait.
yeah,
And then what you realize is that, I mean, they grow up so fast, you forget. My daughter's a freshman in high school. My son is in 8th grade. When I was in 8th grade, I was in school with girls who were pregnant already.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
So
There was one
yeah,
in
me
my
too.
school.
Yeah.
yeah, so then you realize like, oh shit, like
We also know what
I kept
happened.
saying I have time, I have time,
Yeah.
I have time.
What
and
happened
then
under
now-
the bleachers or behind the scoreboard?
Right,
You know,
right.
and
And the thing is, and here's the thing, I think if, as a culture in America, if we were less hush hush, taboo about the subject, kids would probably not be. I mean, obviously,
Getting knocked up at 12
nature's
years
gonna
old.
take over,
And there wouldn't be a
But-
show called 16 and Pregnant on MTV.
right? But like
I think that's
these kids
it's
feel
like promoting
these,
it.
These
It
kids
really
these
is.
kids-
Yeah.
yeah, these kids are feeling pressure to have not maybe necessarily have sex, but be sexual at really young ages and to know about it. Today, I'm not gonna mention this kid's name, but when I picked up Hannah today, she's like, so and so asked me today if I want to know where babies come from. I was like, I'm gonna need you to write down his name, his address, where his parents work. Like, what in the fuck, dude? Like, I mean, like I said, she's 9, she's in the 3rd grade, but
yeah, my son is.
there's so much access
yeah.
Or-
yeah.
to information these days.
Or his parents are going by
Maybe
this
they read
doctor
her
over here.
article.
Maybe they are.
and say,
Maybe
"Look,
they
I
listen
just
to
had
Dr.
to talk with
Thornwell.
my mom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share it. Your dad ain't doing shit right over there. Let me tell you how to do it.
Maybe it's true. Maybe this kid was doing my job for me.
Yeah.
Ooh,
My
man.
son was in, so
That's a tough pill to swallow.
He's 8, and he was in the garage the other day. We always just hang out in the garage while they ride their bikes or whatever. And he's like, Mom, really, can you tell me where babies come from? Because every time I ask, you say, wait until your dad is around.
Oh, fuck.
Which I do because it's just a conversation I want to have with him, like
Yeah,
together.
that makes sense.
So, it's not a big deal. And I was like, well, do you want the long story? Or before I could even finish, Mom, you always want to talk so much. Just tell me. And I'm like, okay, fine. I was like, in one word, sex. He put his head down and he was like, oh, shit.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
he said never mind, and he took off so fast. I should start saying that word around him more often.
Yeah, or maybe
Adios.
teach him what it is. Like I said, maybe these taboos are.
I will. I mean, I like
You're
I
gonna
said, I don't have a
you're
problem
gonna
with
do it
it,
in your
so.
own time. I'm not telling you like listen
I don't
to
think
Dr.
it's.
Thornhill.
I don't think my son is ready yet. So I
That's
mean,
another
Yeah.
thing she does mention in this article, though. Like, you have to do it based on the maturity level
Yeah.
you feel like your child
I mean,
is
I
at.
said sex, and he was like, I could just like see him like shutting down, like
My
I'm
kid,
not
yeah,
gonna do this.
my kid's so obvious. He just mostly want to play with the Godzilla toys right now, and hopefully that just lasts for a few more
Right.
years.
Yeah, for
He's-
sure.
Then I ain't
Yeah.
gotta worry about
He-
that.
now he's
It sneaks up on you fast, man.
his pawpaw was so kind and got him GTA 5.
Oh,
no
my
shit.
God.
So now I'm like, hey, leave the hookers alone, okay?
Today we're gonna learn about hookers.
Yeah. Yeah, but don't let him watch Pepe Le
All
Pew.
you gotta do is honk on
He
him.
can't watch Pepe Le Pew, but GTA 5, that's the way to go.
So speaking of that, real quick, off topic.
It's kind of on topic.
Kind of
we're
on
talking
topic.
about
If it's
we're
any-
talking about
You,
boundaries.
you may know what I'm going with this.
What's
so in the last couple of days, the new trailer for Space Jam 2 came out.
Right.
And there was a story that came out here a couple of weeks ago, which happens to do with Pepe Le Pew. And they weren't going to include him because of previous allegations. So they weren't
Right.
gonna put
Oh,
him in there.
really?
He's got a rap
Yeah,
sheet.
He's got a rap sheet. Apparently. So if you watch the trailer, and I challenge you to go watch it.
that
so-
movie's going to be trash. I have no
Yes.
interest in
Well, the
watching it.
first one sucked too.
No,
No,
the
it
first one's-
didn't.
I
The
was-
first one was
hang on, hang
I
on.
never
hang on.
liked Space Jam.
Hang on.
Dude,
So the whole thing was they didn't want him in there because he didn't know boundaries, right?
Right.
So if you don't know the gist of this new one coming out, basically LeBron James gets sucked into the Warner Brothers world, which basically has everybody from Warner Brothers. So anything that Warner Brothers has put out, they're in this world now, basically replacing Looney Tunes. What somebody noticed, and what I noticed when I first watched this, is that in one of the scenes, one of the background characters, or should I say 4 of the characters, is actually the 4 gangsters from Clockwork Orange. So can you tell me why we put the people from Clockwork Orange
I never watched that
in a
movie.
kids
Molotov.
movie, but we're going to go ahead and take out Pepe Le Pew because of there's no other reason. Like if you haven't seen Clockwork Orange,
Yeah, I
one of
never seen it.
one of the major things in there is like a 10-minute rape scene.
Oh,
and it's
no
these
shit.
characters.
Yeah.
And they're now in the background of this kids movie.
I loved A Clockwork Orange.
I love the movie, but
So
you can't argue.
So you saw them in the trailer?
They're in the trailer.
It's the actual trailer, or
the
is
actual
it like
trailer,
a modified trailer?
It is the actual trailer from HBO Max. In the background, you can see they're all. It's all 4 of them. They're all white. I got the tap.
Is it like an illustrated or like a?
Well, so what they've done, obviously, since some of those people can't come back and play those young characters, they have people in those roles, but they're all represented. So they got like Mr. Freeze from the Batman series. They have Penguin. They have the Clockwork Orange. So everybody from is kind of represented, but it's very obvious that they're represented in a movie geared towards kids.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know.
A Clockwork Orange
This
is
is
very.
that's kind of off topic, like you
Yeah.
said. But the thing that okay, so they're trying to cancel Pepe Le Pew because of rape culture, and where it ties into what we're talking about is teaching boundaries and stuff. To me, now I like it doesn't bother me that they're canceling Pepe Le Pew because Pepe Le Pew hasn't been on anything significant in 25 years. Like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like, is it stupid? Yes. Does it like outrage me? No.
No.
The thing is, Pepe Le Pew taught me 3 things: have good hygiene, don't be a creep, and be smart enough to recognize the difference between a woman skunk and a cat that has paint on her back. Like, that's what Pepe Le Pew taught me. He taught me don't be creepy and have good hygiene, because if you smell bad and you're too much, you use too much force, that the chick's not going to go for you.
So we can go out on a limb, and maybe Pepe Le Pew was actually teaching us way early on of the world now that you may
Have
not
boundaries.
assume what someone looks like.
That too. That too. But mostly don't be a creep.
Don't be a creep.
And also, let me just say, are we going to cancel the cat? Because I don't know if to call it an episode. Is that what they call him? Do you remember the one where the cat, like somebody spilt love potion on the cat?
And she goes after him.
And then she goes after him, and he
Yes.
gets a taste of his own medicine and realizes, like, oh man, like, this is too much.
No, you can't do that, Nick.
No.
That doesn't fit the narrative.
No, time out. So he learned the lesson, like, maybe I shouldn't be such a creep. And he wasn't creepy in Space Jam 1. He did kiss the basketball without the basketball's consent.
that is true. That is true. No, but that's going to be trash.
Oh, yeah. First of all, as everything LeBron James does, it's going to be second to what Michael Jordan does. So I mean,
Oh,
Kind of messed up.
Shots
That actually,
fired.
like, if I was
not
LeBron, I'd be like, I don't think I can do this role.
No,
like,
no,
I'm not
no.
doing. this
LeBron's
movie.
like, oh, I'm going to do this role.
Yeah, I bet it was.
LeBron thinks
I mean,
he's
fuck it,
gonna
why
be better
not?
at Space Jam. Like he's gonna beat aliens better than Michael Jordan beat aliens.
They're not even aliens. They're playing.
what are they?
They're not
I
even
haven't seen
characters
a
from Warner
trailer yet.
Brothers. They're like element monsters. Like they're like one's the lava and one's it's stupid. It
Oh,
looks
that sounds
stupid.
dumb as fuck.
The only thing that's going to be cool about it is when they're playing the game, you're going to see all those people and Easter eggs of all the people that were in the movies. But the sad thing is, it's not even going to be the original characters. Like the one that's playing Mr. Freeze is obviously not Arnold. It doesn't even look any.
No,
like,
but god
close to
damn
him.
it! Now I really don't want to see the movie.
Yeah,
Don't
I
have
probably wasn't gonna
Arnold
watch-
as Mr.
I probably
Freeze?
wasn't. First of all, Arnold as Mr. Freeze was terrible. We're going off on another tangent.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but what up? Here's the thing. So with Pepe Le Pew, that taught me don't be a creep. And
Hold on, can we
We
agree
just
that
went
Arnold Schwarzenegger is horrible in every fucking movie he's in?
no, he did very good in Twins
No, he did not.
and True Lies.
He's fucking horrible.
Who are we talking about?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Jesus.
Yeah, I
Back,
can't think
The
of
only
a good
movie
one.
that I like him in is
Terminator.
Terminator 2.
Thank you. Okay, and one. Terminator 1 was good.
I don't know. I
I'm sure
can't
my
get past.
husband would beg to differ.
I like Terminator.
I
1 and
like
2.
I like 1 and 2, but 2
I
is
like 1
better.
and 2.
Which is the one where he plays a sheriff? It's one of his most recent ones.
He doesn't play a sheriff.
Yeah, he plays a sheriff for like a little town. And like the drug cartel comes in and try to blow shit up. Or
Is
something.
that Rambo?
No, it's not Rambo.
you
Fuck
getting
off, Nick. I'm having a conversation.
We can get back on topic real quick.
Penis.
So what we're talking about?
I have given so much to this
Attaboy,
podcast
Josh.
already. Y'all hear this?
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Josh is refusing to play his fake ass laugh though. That's what's pissing me off. Anyways, back to the subject at hand, and we will move on.
Way to be off cue, Josh.
Back to the subject at hand, though. Like when it the last thing it talks about is how to talk to teenagers about sex, and these are things I definitely didn't do. It talks about giving your son condoms.
Oh, I'm definitely doing that.
It's
Give him a
smart.
box of Trojans.
It's smart when they get, but
Don't go through them all in one day.
Like, are you gonna
son.
do it at age 13 though? Like, it's crazy.
Probably.
Like
Yeah.
it says, talking to your kids
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
sex, sexuality early in life really pays off once they hit their teens. If you've established this as an open discussion of those topics, your kids are probably going to feel more comfortable talking to you. And that's probably where I fucked up because my kids do not want to talk to me about this shit. And
I don't think any kid wants to talk to their parent about sex. I think regardless of who you are,
if you
and
would
how you
open
do
up
it,
that communication
I think it's
earlier,
gotta be-
though,
Although I do take it back because my nieces are very open about
Mm-hmm.
sex with my sister.
See, I don't think
And
it
they're
has
like
to come down
15
to
and 17.
a conversation or just a
That-
couple
that's
of
exactly.
conversations. I just like every once in a while I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, you know, I can't think of anything right now, of course, but
Right.
I just kind of just
throw in little nuggets.
Yeah,
And that's
in
perfect because that's
conversation,
actually
just-
what this article said. And even us, we're calling this episode The Talk as if there's only one talk to be had. But in reality, you're actually going to have several discussions or should have several discussions with your kids over the years. Basically, that's what this article is telling us. Like, lay out the groundwork early. That way you're not playing catch up when they turn 16 years
Yeah.
old and you're, you know,
So
trying.
my discussion was one question, and I think I told y'all last time we were here.
Oh, we forgot to hear about
No.
your talk.
Yeah, mine was literally, hey,
You forgot about Josh
so
again.
this is a normal running
Because
thing.
he's so
I see.
far away.
Yeah. No, my mom asked me what I thought sex was. And apparently, in my lovely baby book, I put that it is when mom and dad get naked and they go squishy, squishy in the bed.
Squishy, squishy. From here on out,
So that is-
when it's sexy
that is it.
time.
When mom
it
and
is
dad
now
make
squishy,
mac and
squishy
cheese in
time.
the
Mac and
bedroom.
cheese, mac and cheese. And that was the extent of the conversation. They
Fuck,
were like,
that's so funny.
okay, cool.
it's naked wrestling.
Naked wrestling. Yep.
Squishy, squishy.
That's gonna be a
Squishy,
sound.
That's my new one.
How
Absolutely.
old were you?
13.
It's in your baby book.
I was probably
Wait,
probably
it's in
8 or
your
9.
baby book?
I have a baby. Like it's for like your first 16 years.
right.
The first sex talk.
Yeah, it's one of the memorable moments.
How old were you when you did the squishy comment? Now I'm really curious.
Probably 7 or 8. I'm sure my
Okay.
mom will correct me. in
That's
the live
young enough
chat.
to not get beat up for calling it squishy.
Well, my first thing for anything sex related was Terminator 2.
Ah.
That was my first thing.
Man, I don't remember what mine was.
Were there nudies in Terminator?
I don't want to
2?
gross myself out. Like my
If I remember, there
parents
was
had no shame. Neither did my aunt.
there was
uncle.
breast in it.
Like they would
It
just
was
do
the
it.
one
everything.
with what's her name?
What was the movie with the girl
Elizabeth?
with
I thought it
three
was Terminator
tits?
1.
It may
Where
be
they-
one.
It was Terminator 1.
It
It
was
was
Total
when she gets
Recall.
pregnant with John
Yeah,
Connor.
yeah.
Yes.
By John Connor, which
Mine
is weird.
was Cleopatra with like what's her
That's
Elizabeth Taylor?
disgusting. Nick. God, it's
Dude, I'm sorry. He was John Connor, right?
who?
The person who came back in time.
What was John Connor? Yeah, no, it was Kyle Reese.
Oh, it was, okay.
Kyle Reese had sex with
Sarah
Sarah
Connor.
Connor
To
which
make
is
John
great.
Connor.
Yep.
Okay.
Kyle
and
Reese.
then, okay, I got it.
I've never seen Terminator.
So if you've never seen Terminator, there's your synopsis.
Yeah,
I've seen bits and pieces of it. But anyways, while
it's a
y'all
good
were
movie.
going on,
They
y'all-
showed Arnold Schwarzenegger naked like first couple minutes in that
His
movie.
booty cheeks.
Yeah,
what?
yeah, he's like,
When he was fit, not when he was.
yeah,
not.
he's got like rock hard butt.
I want the
I'll
full.
give him
I want
that.
the full frontal. Like
Full
let's
Arnold.
just get down.
That's
It's
to
called
probably-
graphic nudity.
That's probably in
That's
the.
my favorite kind.
I'm sure you can find like some type of.
dick pic of Arnold.
No, you know how
Oh,
they do
never
the.
mind.
Like
Good.
a porn reproduction.
Yeah, they do like the. What do they call them?
Role play.
No, I know what you're talking about. Like in the porn movie where they make up their own version,
Yeah,
like Saving Ryan's Privates and shit.
right.
Yeah,
Or
I
like
forgot what that's
yeah,
called.
the
It's
vagina.
like a porn
the-
dub.
Yeah, yeah.
What was
Something
one like?
that.
There's a series now. It's like not your, and it's whatever it is. So it's not your Saved by the Bell or not your whatever. And they just keep
Gotcha.
changing it in.
Well, this was a very interesting discussion. It what it told me is that I probably have a couple more conversations. I want to just double check with my kids. Like, hey, you know, you're like not supposed to grab a chick's vagina. I know our former president said you could, but just want to make sure you know.
That's not what he said, Nick. That's not. That's. If
You're
you're
right.
gonna-
He
You need to
said
use the proper
If,
term.
if you're gonna quote him, you need to quote him correctly, Nick.
I'm sorry, you can't just grab him by the pussy.
There we go.
You know
There
this,
we
right?
go.
Get your facts right, Nick. Get your facts right.
Or the penis.
Penis.
Okay, so here's what I took away from trying to have this discussion though is like, let's not make the subject taboo, and it might actually help out our kids. Because like I said, what's your nature, your natural reaction when something's forbidden or secretive or a no-no?
I want to know everything
yeah,
about it.
our curiosity is going to take over, and we want to do it, and that's why. Yes, is it an uncomfortable conversation? You're going to have to maybe step out of your comfort zone so that your kids, when it's time for them to be parents, maybe they'll be a little bit more careful, and we just a little more careful, and we educate the world, because there's a lot of ignorance out there, and that's where a lot of illegitimate pregnancies and teen pregnancies come from, because nobody had the conversation, and God knows as a father that's I'm trying to keep him off the stripper pole, and I'm trying to keep him from being pregnant before age 37.
Well,
I don't know.
Don't have them watch MTV because that'll just get them all excited.
Yeah, dude, about that show. We'll just talk about it really quick. What really pisses me off is like there are young girls who aspire to that now.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
glorify it.
Like,
It's been
They do.
glorified.
They want to get pregnant so they can be on that show.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
And-
and I think when it was first started, I don't think it was meant to be like that. It was meant to be like, hey,
yeah, now it's
don't
like
do this.
20 seasons
Right.
later.
Yeah, and now it's like
Now they're
wait,
all
but if you
becoming
do this, will you be
celebrities.
famous?
Yeah, they're all becoming celebrities and
Getting
porn stars and
arrested
shit like
and-
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But also don't let the TV raise your kids. Like, it's up to us. We got to teach them.
That's right.
Alrighty, so that was a nice discussion. I don't know how long it went. Don't tell me, Josh. But before we get into our specialty segment, let me look at my. There was something I wanted to bring up. Got so many papers. Excuse me. This is all going to be cut out of the audio.
Penis.
Penis.
I had to break.
Thank
that
you.
tension
You had
for
to
Ren.
break the dead space. I
There you
appreciate
go.
it. No, like so. Speaking of not raising your kids, like, or not letting the television raise your kids, like, these are conversations we gotta have. We talked earlier about the Satan shoes and people being outraged about that. Like, but if it's called freedom of religion, first of all, and I think that dude is trolling the shit out of everyone.
Oh, he's milking the hell out.
He's
Have you-
trolling. He's
So
trolling
did you
the
watch
shit
the
out of everybody.
video? So I had to watch the video.
Yes,
to
the
see what-
twerking. Right.
Well, the whole video.
No, I didn't see the whole video.
I watched the whole video.
I loved it.
And yeah, it's what sucks about it is I get it. And I think this goes back to the whole WAP conversation. Why it's so controversial? It's because it's two women doing it. The only reason this is controversial is one, he's black, and the other one is he's gay.
Right.
Which is like,
Because when
And he's
ACDC,
promoting
when ACDC
Satan.
was and Ozzy
the
Osbourne
three
were
worst-
worshiping Satan, that was cool.
that was cool.
Yeah.
But now if you're black and you're gay, it's
Yeah.
it's, and
And
if
that's
you-
his troll.
Yeah.
That's basically what his troll
Exactly,
is.
that's exactly
But
his
if you
point.
watch the video, they took just that one section completely out of context. If you watch the video, it's a story. Now, I'm not
It is.
saying that I agree with everything in it.
Right.
That's not my. It's not my choice. I mean, it's different for everybody else.
Great
Right.
outfits.
Yeah, it's a great video to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
the artistic value.
Yeah, it's got really good. I mean, it's got good graphics.
Yeah.
It's nice.
But now Nike's suing or sued, but they didn't sue with the Jesus shoes. What's up with that, man? Where's the equality in that?
So the only reason they didn't sue.
Well, I
is
know why
because
they didn't sue.
People weren't talking about it.
Right.
Or they would have been outraged because it was.
Look, if you're gonna, here's my thing. If you're gonna recognize one side, you can't act like the other side doesn't exist.
I want some Satan shoes.
But like, I mean, here's my thing. We're talking about freedom of religion, and if let's say you're a religious person and you believe in God, what is the one gift that God gave you? Free will.
Free will.
The ability to make your own choices. And if you think somebody else is making the wrong choice, well, that's going to be on them on Judgment Day, right? They're going to have to face, like, stop playing the role of God. If you have faith that God is going to make all things right at some point, then let it be. Like, and the stupid stuff that I heard is they're always trying to make these comparisons, like the WAP with the Dr. Seuss, or the Satan shoes with whatever other stupid thing that they think is dumb.
People are gonna find meaning and stuff to fit their own agenda.
Right, for sure. And my thing is, like, I saw one thing where they're like, "Oh, this is how the devil gets you. He tried to trap you with a wholesome song called Old Town Road." I'm like, "A wholesome song?"
It's literally.
Did he come
about-
out and say that he was literally singing about like drugs?
Do you remember
and
Do you remember the lyrics?
I don't remember. Was it Belly Full of Lean? Then there's,
Yeah, riding on my tractor, lean all in my bladder.
Yep.
Cheated on my baby.
You,
You can go and ask
her.
her. My life is a movie. Cowboy boots and boobies. Like, this is a
That's
wholesome song,
man. That's a wholesome song.
That
now.
tells me that these are people talking about shit and they don't know what the fuck they're
or-
talking about.
or to tie this
Shut
all
the
back
fuck up.
around.
Or maybe they only heard the Kids Bop version.
Yeah.
So that could be.
Or to tie it back around, maybe everybody that's enjoying this song had the discussion early on and know exactly what he's talking about.
Yes, absolutely. And boobies need to be normalized anyway. There's
Yes.
nothing sexual about boobies. All right. Let's get an ad from my buddy Brian at Myriad Mobile, and then we are going to do a specialty segment of dad jokes. Hey guys, it's Nick Stevenson again, here to tell you about my friend Brian Wells and his mobile welding and mobile mechanic service, Myriad Mobile. Brian has been welding for over 20 years, and he will let his work speak for itself. Welding repairs, whether they're industrial or residential, wrought iron fencing, he can repair that old rusty fence and repaint it, or he'll even build you a new one. Oh, and in case you missed it, that's right. I also said that Brian offers mobile mechanic services. You need a part changed, your brakes or your oil change? Why not do it from the comfort of your own home? Myriad Mobile will come to you. So whether it's an industrial or residential welding repair, or you need a new fence, or you don't want to drive or have your car towed to the mechanic shop, then call my friend Brian Wells at Myriad Mobile. The number to call is 713-538-6938. That's 713-538-6938. Myriad Mobile, welding and car repair. Tell them that Nick from the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast sent you. Alrighty. So we're going to do dad jokes, and the reason I'm jumping in real quick is because, as you guys know, before, our former host, Christopher Clark, was kind of the star of dad jokes because he was constantly laughing. And I had a very special queued up intro to the segment that featured Chris Clark. And I'm going to get my fucking money's worth and play it for you at least once before I edit his name out of it. So let's go ahead and do dad jokes. This is the really cool intro. You guys get on his ass, tag him in your Facebook post and your Instagram, and let him know that this was badass and he should be here doing dad jokes with us.
Hold on to your stitches. Wait, Chris Clark is laughing already, isn't he? Yeah, I thought so. It's time for dad jokes.
Alrighty. So this is how this is gonna work. It's gonna be me and Chris Kahn versus Naomi and Josh Beard. We will each take turns alternating a joke. If you laugh 3 times, then you have lost. Don't forget to plug that microphone in.
I'm just gonna let y'all know it's gonna be really hard to make me laugh at dad jokes. So good luck. Do we get a prize for this?
No,
we don't do
We
it.
just get pride. We get pride.
No, we get points. Like
That's probably
like,
gonna pop super loud.
We get pointless points.
Okay. So I'm gonna go first while Josh tries to get his microphone together.
Mic check
And
1, 2.
if we get you to laugh 3 times, whoever laughs 3 times, even if you laugh at your own joke, it's game over.
man.
You remembered to hit the music that's on a loop, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty,
You wanna
cool.
Continue.
Yeah. That one's good. Okay. Naomi, are you ready?
Bring it.
How do you make gold soup?
Am I supposed to answer this?
You can just say how.
Oh, how?
Just boil water and add 24 carrots. Good job.
Yes.
All right, Josh, you go to.
Oh no, ladies first. Ladies first.
Oh, F. Okay. All right. I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know.
Okay. I'm going to give myself a ding for that one.
That was good.
Josh?
That was a
Or
good one.
Con? Either one.
I'll go first. Chuck Norris armed wrestled Superman, and the loser had to wear his underwear outside his pants. Okay.
That was it?
That was the
That
whole
was
thing?
it.
That was it.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a dead
Okay.
joke.
All right.
I'm getting you with the next one, Naomi. Go ahead,
All
Josh.
What's the difference between a guitar and a fish?
What?
You can't tune a fish.
I knew that joke and I almost laughed at it. All right, you ready?
Bring it.
A bear walks into a restaurant and says, "I'll have a grilled cheese." The waiter says, "What's with the big paws?" The bear says, "I'm a bear, dumbass."
I don't get it.
What? What's with the big paws?
Big pause.
Oh, no.
Shh,
'Cause
don't think about it. Don't think about it. You're gonna laugh. Don't think about it.
God damn it. He stopped in the middle of the sentence. "I'll have a grilled cheese." What's with the big paws? "I'm a bear, dumbass."
All right.
That was funny. God damn, I thought that was going to get you.
Is it my turn?
All right.
All right. What concert costs just 45 cents?
What?
50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
No.
Okay, I knew that one. I knew that joke, and I was going to
Damn
laugh.
it.
That was a good one. Oh, that's a classic.
All right. Con? Nobody's laughed yet.
If you wear cowboy clothes, are you ranch dressing?
Give me that. That's one for us. That's one for us. I can't believe you laughed at that.
Gotta keep you motivated.
Oh. All right. Go ahead, Josh. We're going to do one more for each.
I told my wife she drew her eyebrows too high. She seemed surprised.
Hi-oh. No,
Does that count?
No.
No.
That don't count.
That don't count.
That don't count.
All right. I'm going to go one more time. What do you call morning wood during a quarantine?
Oh,
A
what?
bone of virus. Damn it.
Yeah, you really need Clark for this one.
God damn it.
Man, I'm telling you, I've got a lot of practice from my husband.
Hey, we gotta go until there's three laughs.
We don't have to. That'll take too long. If there's no winner,
Yeah,
we'll
I
just...
think we're stonewalled.
All right.
We'll go
You
twice.
go. You go, Naomi.
Did you hear the rumor about the butter? Well, I'm not going to spread it.
Okay. I don't think anybody's gonna win this contest.
No, nobody's gonna win.
All right, I'm gonna try one more. What kind of cereal do pimps like? Cheery Hose. He laughed too, though.
There was two.
You laughed too.
Cheerios.
Okay, I got one.
All right,
I got one more, Nick.
go for it.
My brother was addicted to the hokey pokey. It took him a couple of years, but he turned himself around.
That's what it's all about.
Okay, I'm gonna give me and Chris Conn the win. I'm gonna give me and Chris Conn the win, ladies and gentlemen. That was Dad Jokes, brought to you by Myriad Mobile. Holy shit, yeah. You guys call Christopher Clark and give him some shit, because I guarantee he'd have laughed at every single one of those. One more time. What did the Egyptian cotton say as it fell off the bed? Oh shit.
Oh,
Yes.
Sheet?
Oh shit. Okay. For the love of God, let's give away some money, man.
Sheet?
As you guys know, Larry Showalter at L&M Roofing, and Siding, is helping us by sponsoring our giveaways this season. I actually talked to Larry this morning. He's in very good spirits. He actually just had surgery to remove the cancer from his prostate just a couple days ago. And I said, hey, Larry, you want me to give out your buddy Matt's number so that people aren't blowing you up? And he said, no, man, I'm ready to go back to work. And I said, I should have known. Why did I even ask? So if you guys are from the area, you know Larry Showalter. You've seen the L&M Roofing signs. You've seen his work. What I like to sell you guys on is Larry the Man. He's just a great dude. But he's also, he's going to give you an affordable roof, a quality roof at a good price. And you guys call him at 713-534-2996. And you guys thank him for all of his contributions to this community, man. He's just one of the best people I've ever met.
He is. He's great.
And he's also supplying our listeners with some cash. So we need a password.
Number 6.
It can't be number 6.
Oh, sheet?
Oh, sheet? Let's make the password oh, sheet.
No. I think we already know what the
Definitely gotta
password
be-
is.
yes.
We already know what it is. And it's going to be...
Penis.
So that's
Okay, when they call, they have to say it like that, though. They can't just say penis.
Penis.
They have to go, penis.
the more accurate you get, the better.
So you're literally going to make me put on the screen, call
Yeah.
832-835-3141, code word, penis.
So the greatest thing though is who is going to answer it this time?
It's going to be me.
No,
It's gonna be me.
So what? Wow, you waited that whole
Jesus
time.
Christ.
Are you
So-
ever going to turn the dad joke music off? I'm just
So
curious.
I like it.
I was
I
just
liked
thinking the
it.
same
It was
thing.
great. What
Next
I
time,
think we
fade
should
it
do-
out, rookie.
What we should do is still have, because your lovely wife answered the phone last week.
Yes.
I think since she's not going to be able to know what this is until it starts happening,
She should answer the phone.
she should answer the phone. Because
Okay. Can
and
you
don't-
promise? Can you promise your wife won't tie up the lines?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My wife was very excited about the contest.
Yeah. She called like 17 times.
She did not call 17 times.
My husband tried to call. I was like, don't you dare. Don't you do it.
She called.
Yeah.
Well, what was bad is it was whatever caller 2 was the first one, and Kay got it, and when he was like, "This
We
is
still haven't given a caller.
This is
by
the
way.
spirit. This is the spirit line. You're calling number 2." She's like, "I just want to say that you're beautiful. Bye," and hung up the phone. That was it. That was all she said.
Man.
Don't-
Which
don't
my
tell her
wife,
what the
my
code
wife,
is.
her love language is words of affirmation. So I'm sure she
she
really
loved it.
appreciated that. Give me a number between 1 and 5, Josh.
4.
4. All right. The fourth caller to call 832-835-3141 with the code word
Penis.
penis. You have to say it just like that. So the fourth caller.
Oh, fuck.
Fourth caller.
All right. Fourth caller to call 832-835-3141 with the code word.
Penis.
We're going to give you a $100 Visa gift card thanks to Larry Showalter at L&M Roofing. Guys, this was a fun episode. I hope we learned some things and educated ourselves, and mostly probably just showed our
Immaturity.
immaturity.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
people are like, these motherfuckers have kids.
If you can keep a straight face when I push this button, we're not immature.
Which button?
This button right here.
Penis.
Naomi's the one that got me.
Okay. I know it's the inflection.
But I
is what it
know
is.
which one gets you.
That's what I wanted you to play. Penis. Dude, like, I know that's your real laugh, but it sounds fake as shit. I'm sorry.
I love
Anyways,
it.
but I want to thank everybody for listening. Guys, please If you're listening on the audio platform, first of all, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you. If you want an opportunity to win some of this money that Larry Showalter is giving away, hop over to the YouTube channel every Sunday at 7:30. It's 7:30 Eastern. I'm sorry, Central. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We get on there, we chat, we bullshit, we talk a lot of trash.
The live chat is so fun.
Yeah, we enjoy the show together. And if you get a little bit of money out of it, that's just some icing on the cake, man. So, but we do appreciate everybody who either watches the YouTube channel or listens to all of our audio platforms. We just appreciate you, the listener. And we also want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Steve & Terry Pest Elimination, Amity Innovations. We want to thank Myriad Mobile, and we want to thank Larry Showalter of L&M Roofing and Siding. Guys, I'm looking forward to next week. We're going to do a little powwow when we're done here and figure out what we're going to talk about next week. But I have a couple of great ideas, and I hope you guys have some too. And it's going to be a good time. And we will see you guys next Sunday at 7:30 on the show. So now we have to practice a new out really quick. You're going to pull the curtain back on this. So what's our new out going to be? Penis.
I feel like we're gonna get burnt out on the penis out.
Yeah.
Like for after a while.
Let's it was good on this episode. It'll probably rest for a little bit and then come back. But after thanking the sponsors, I know this is weird because we had to rebrand this whole thing on the fly. Thanks, Chris Clark. Because we're introduced as Smells Like Middle Aged Spirit Podcast. Here's your host, Nick and Naomi. So I'm just going to say this. For the best producers in podcasting, Chris Kahn and Josh Beard, thank you so much for listening. My name's Nick Stevenson.
And I'm Naomi Richardson.
Meow.
You've been listening to the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast. For more show content, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to visit SpiritSwagStore.com for everything you need to rep your favorite podcast in style.